Hello there, my name is Patty and today I'm watching YELLOWJACKETS Season 3, Episode 7. It's been a week since we got left on one of the rudest and maybe the most intense cliffhanger on YELLOWJACKETS yet. For me, this served as a cool reminder how fun weekly episode drops can be, because the whole fandom was coming up with amazing theories, and if any of those are true, or just a fraction of those are true, we're gonna have an amazing remaining season 3. And I'm pretty sure that we're gonna kill some hikers this episode, or, well, they're not hikers. An interview confirmed that they're in fact frog scientists. The episode conveniently is titled Croak. Just very short, simple word, but let's find out if the frog scientists croak. Or I guess it's not really a matter of if, it's potentially how and when and how quickly. Let's go. I'm so excited. 3 days earlier, I think we're getting the intruder perspective. I think frogs are cute. Sheesh. They are the noise. They are what's causing the noise? Oh god, it's their mating ritual. But can that many frogs really make that much noise? This is both hilarious and also, I don't think it's a letdown. I don't think it's disappointing, but it's kind of funny, you know, how this is the explanation for all this noise. No. It's just because she has the mic that close to them? Need to see more to figure this one out.
I'm in a glass case of emotion!
Let me out! Let me out!
I think it might be the most beautiful thing I've ever heard.
I disagree.
Had I known how much hiking was involved, I might have chosen a different specialty.
A lot of hiking, therefore we are not close to civilization. Oh, girlie is getting flustered.
The wilderness provides.
Oh.
Well, the last team hit a stash somewhere, so...
The last team hit a stash somewhere. Okay, so apparently they're not the first expedition, and potentially maybe the stuff Ben found is from the last team. Wow, I love getting all the insights.
I'm in a glass case of emotion!
Grew it myself.
I actually did it myself.
Oh god, they're gonna get high and then stumble across the girls? What an insane trip to be on.
What would happen if you just called Taylor up?
I was just kidding. This is for emergencies.
Oh. Oh shit, it's broken. I don't know, I was so kind of focused on them or kind of getting into their story that I totally forgot about the girls for a sec. And the fact that they could have used that phone. And now they broke it, so it's also not gonna be useful for the girls. Great. The day. Are they gonna find any tracks, or are they gonna find any evidence that the girls are there before they actually stumble across their camp? Oh, right in front of our salad!
This guy could rob and murder us and nobody would ever know.
I don't think he's your biggest concern. I think there are some girls that are gonna rob and murder you. Ooh, yeah. We're in YELLOWJACKETS territory now.
It smells like,
Barbecue.
Barbecue?
yeah.
Barbecue sauce on my titties.
It will look so weird for them with their outside perspective. Uh-oh. Dancing around their little fire. It is very dark. I can't see.
Testing. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, there is the tape.
Hey, how y'all doing?
It's all 3 of them at once. It must be so weird for the YELLOWJACKETS right now, seeing real people.
What the fuck?
We're going home.
I don't think so.
I don't think you are, Ben. I don't think you are. If it wasn't for the head just so openly sitting there, maybe they could have gotten away with it.
Sorry.
How are you gonna excuse that?
We didn't mean to interrupt. We were just leaving. Smart girls.
You know, he died of natural causes.
Oh my god.
Okay, do they know about the plane crash? Whoa! What? That scared them.
Crash!
Lottie!
Sticks and stones may break my bones, but there's nothing like a really good axe.
It doesn't want them here.
Run!
Oh god! Where do I start? I'm not surprised by the fact that Lottie just killed this man because that was one of the biggest theories that kind of everyone agreed on. I didn't expect her to do it just damn right away. People pointed out that when the episode ended, you could see her leave. She walked off screen, potentially to get the axe. They don't belong. It doesn't want them here. You heard her. Okay, what are you doing there? Get out of me swamp.
Scram!
In defense of Lottie Matthews, you know I have a huge Lottie Matthews bias, but even if I didn't, for them, this is a super weird situation or a weird moment to be in. They haven't seen other people in over a year now, I think. Suddenly seeing new people in a situation where you are doing something that is so horrible and unspeakable, like you're eating another person, I feel like that triggers your fight or flight. And in Lottie's case, it was the fight. I feel like in my case, it would be the flight. I don't really judge her on this. There's new people coming into your camp. You don't know these people. You haven't seen other people in over a year. It makes sense to me that her fight or flight was triggered and she decided for the fight. And then also we have to account the fact that she is schizophrenic and off her meds, so.
Run.
I think we have a hunt.
Just bring them back!
Don't hurt them, just bring them back. Nat, you're no longer their leader. Oh!
If she dies, you die.
What?
You'll see, I promise you'll see.
So good and tasty.
What? We have so much to unpack here. Holy. Natalie is kind of being the only rational person. She's saying, clean this up. We don't know how many more are coming. Do this, do that. She has kind of, at least, like, she works well under pressure, apparently. She has a good idea of what to do next. Okay, Melissa just got shot. And Shauna's reaction was, Mari, like, take care of her. If she dies, you die. So she does really care about her. I can ship that. And Lottie is out here putting brain matter on her face. Woo! And I think we just switched to the adult timeline, which is great. I need a break. Is the whole murder on there? It is. Oh. And her little excited holy shit.
I wanted you to be proud of me, not just a mom who had a teenage pregnancy.
She can relate to that, obviously. Okay, I think another fan theory is true. They had a kid, or at least she had a kid, and Hilary Swank's character is that kid, and she is the one that is investigating, and that is the person following Shauna or stalking Shauna. One of the biggest theories in recent weeks.
She needs to back the fuck off.
I'm pretty sure she heard that. Oh yeah, there she is, but she heard all of it. Unsolved Missing Persons Canada, 1990. Kelly, you're asking the right questions.
Misty?
Just waltzed right in there.
She met with Lottie in person on the day she died.
Oh shit!
Wop wop wop.
It looks like there's two of us who would love to know why you left that information out the other day.
I would like to know too, so it's 3 people.
You think she could have done it, don't you?
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Ooh. Oh, Nat is still... She is the hunter. Honestly, though, this must be so scary. Murderous girls running after you in the deep Canadian woods. And they're howling and screaming like that with torches. They're so methodical about it, too.
Shauna, you're leaving?
Look who it is. The liar, the bitch, and her slutty wardrobe.
What is she doing here?
I'm sensing cleanup.
Did I ask for your help?
Oh, not yet.
Clock her tea. Honestly, if you have someone like Misty in your circle, that would be my first call anytime something goes wrong. I don't understand why they don't do that. Any minor inconvenience. Misty will figure it out.
And have a gentle, reasonable conversation with her.
And then I'm gonna kill her.
So let's ride.
Jen and Melissa got pretty close to Hannah.
Jen and Melissa got pretty close to...
Okay, so there are two...
What? Jen and Melissa got pretty close to Hannah, meaning we kept Hannah around for a hot minute, and Jen and Melissa, they're both dead. The question is, do they die out there? I mean, Melissa has an arrow stuck in her chest, kind of. Jen might also... Jen could be pit girl, hair color, and... Or do they actually get home and then die? This is... We're getting so much information.
Bombastic side eye.
Road tripping! You know what? Shauna's van, most important side character for me. It is a character. Why do I feel like Shauna's gonna leave them there?
Sorry about that.
Van? Van is not looking too well.
I'm not willing to live that way.
You don't have to. I will live that way.
Ooh.
For you.
That is so romantic. I'm willing to kill for you to keep you alive.
Are you okay? You look a little pale.
Of course Misty notices.
I just love her.
I'm in a glass case of emotion!
Let him out, Van. Yay!
K-U-H, that's...
Sorry, the K-U-H thing is very funny to me because that word, read out loud in German, is Kuh, which is the German word for cow. So every time I see it in the subtitles, I have to chuckle a bit because it says cow for me. Little fun fact, little German lesson.
I'm gonna try my mom.
Oh,
It's broken.
that sounded so defeated. Okay, she hid it. So who found it and who took it? Oh my god. It's a strand of hair, like on the Antler Queen robe, costume, whatever. We're going so full circle. There is so much happening in this episode. We're getting so close to the Antler Queen.
Please don't hurt me. Shot an arrow through our fucking friend.
Shauna, calm down.
Okay. If we kill them, they'll come looking for them and find us.
A strand of hair I took from Shauna. It matches what you found under Lottie's pants.
Shauna! This might be where I no longer like you.
You are really bad at boundaries.
Girl, she just found out that you were in Manhattan and that your DNA is under Lottie's fingernails.
Bitch, what?
I knew she was gonna say something like this. Oh, that look.
Don't look at me like that.
Yeah, we should pull over. Yes.
Guys, I don't think she's faking.
Oh my god! That is not good.
Thank you, Misty, for that observation.
That's a lot of blood.
Oh, Misty! Okay, I don't have to be worried about her. She survives. Oh, her glasses! No! In the dark. Awful. Is he gonna fall down? Great.
Travis, what are you doing?
Well, we want to be rescued, so... And you know what? He's low-key a weird guy, so maybe he'll be like, okay, fine.
Please, this is an emergency. She has metastatic cancer and she's been throwing up blood.
She does? What?
Say what now, what now?
She's my wife.
Okay. I am not family, but we have a very intense trauma bond. Back there's immediate family.
I'm not family, but we have a huge trauma bond, so please.
This receipt from your vehicle.
But I don't think she did it.
I'm getting a Coke.
I feel like she's gonna leave them there. Yeah, there you go.
Goodbye.
Are we losing her? Like right now?
Take a breath. No, what do we hear?
I have a bad feeling about this. I mean, Nat saw Lottie right when she was dying, so... Oh! Oh no! This is scaring me though. No! As much as I'm excited to see both Vans interacting, usually when we have older and younger versions interacting, that doesn't necessarily mean good things. Oh no, and then Lottie too.
We never actually cheated death. It was always an even trade.
That's kind of the whole idea of season 1, right? That whenever blood was spilled, something good happened. Didn't like Laura Lee's death maybe coincide with Van's scars, or like with her getting better, right?
I won't let them take your eyes.
Huh?
I need her right now.
Oh.
I promise you, you are not gonna die.
Crying in the corner, huh?
Oh god, and Lottie is out here putting brain matter on her face.
I think we need to push it through.
Oh yeah, that might also be a solution. But then you've got an entry and an exit wound. There is so much happening.
Can I help? Haven't you done enough?
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, Lottie.
They were gonna ruin everything. Go fuck your blood dirt, Lottie.
Mari, always the insults.
That shit hurting.
Oh, she looks so good. Sorry. It should be illegal for a fictional character, or I guess an actress, to look this good with blood on her face, but here we are. That is the shot that Shauna saw.
Bombastic side eye.
I'm so excited, especially because they confirmed that she's gonna be around for a while. I'm so excited to see how, I don't know, this woman that is definitely older than them, potentially kind of understand their dynamic and maybe infiltrate it in a way. There must be a reason why they kept her around. Maybe she was able to kind of get a grasp on how things work there, make herself useful or valuable. I'm so excited to see this outside perspective of a new character.
Prolonged eye contact.
Charged eye contact?
What if she's actually a bad person?
Obvious.
Ever mention crossing paths with any frog scientists?
Oh, he knows. He read the diaries. I always wondered, has he read all the diaries? Does he really know everything that went on? Or has he only read a portion of them and therefore doesn't know the whole picture, the bigger picture? Or potentially maybe Shauna didn't even write those parts down. That's always very interesting with him. You don't really know the extent of his knowledge.
They could have done it.
Yeah. Let's be real for a second.
We did it!
It's a knife. Oh, of course. It's her trusty knife. Is it the sheath Melissa made her? I can't tell. But that's her weapon of choice. Oh, and this... No! I thought we were gonna get some more. Alright, we've reached the point of the video where you usually get my raw thoughts immediately after I've watched an episode. In this case, I couldn't keep recording, I had to go somewhere, so now you're getting my not so raw thoughts 36 hours after watching the episode and also after consuming a wee bit of social media and potentially also seeing 1 or 2 theories on there. Okay, let's quickly talk about one of the biggest complaints about the whole season that I see every week after every single episode, and that is the pacing. A lot of people are complaining that the pacing in this season is weird, and I don't really agree, but I think I've cracked the code and I know where that is coming from. I think the pacing of season 3 is similar to the season 1 pacing, and maybe because we had season 2 in between, you kind of got used to the season 2 pacing and forgot about the season 1 pacing, and now you are no longer vibing with the season 3 pacing. Does that make sense? Season 1 spent a couple of months in the teen timeline, they crashed, they had a summer there, and it led into winter, whereas season 2, on the other hand, kind of only dealt with one winter. We stayed with them for what felt like more consecutive days, weeks. It didn't really feel like a lot of time passed. And if you look at the teen timeline of season 3, then we also kind of have the same thing going on that we had going on in season 1. A couple of months passed. So maybe that is why people feel like the pacing is off, because the pacing is different in the 2 timelines. And in this season, it's more like it was in season 1 and less like it was in season 2. And since season 2 is the more recent one, maybe you're used to that pacing, and maybe that's why you don't vibe with the season 3 pacing. There's no judgment in that. You are entitled and allowed to dislike the pacing or even the whole season. I can only speak for myself, and I can say that I have been enjoying it so far. Even though they killed off my favorite character, I'm still here, eagerly awaiting, anticipating new episodes every single week. Okay, but now I need your help, because there is this one thought that I've had all throughout this season that I can't really articulate well. Every episode I watch, it even is in some videos, I always say, oh, there's so much happening in this episode. Every time I say that out loud, I also want to add, but also nothing at all, which isn't true, but in my head, it's always, I watch an episode, during an episode, I get overstimulated even. There's a lot going on, I get overwhelmed. I'm like, oh my god, there's so much happening here. And then after the episode, I sit here and I'm like, but kind of nothing happened, which isn't true, but I don't know, that's just my feeling. Maybe there is a lot of build up and build up and build up and build up, and we don't really get those moments where that build up kind of comes to fruition yet, because maybe they're saving all of that for the finale. But that's also not true, because we've had quite suspenseful moments and I don't care. I'm still overwhelmed, but also feel like nothing has happened. I don't know how to describe it. Maybe you can help me in the comments, and maybe you can relate and understand what I mean. Okay, after that whole ramble, let's get into specifics and talk about this episode. You can tell that I got this head out because people have been commenting that on my TikTok. I didn't even notice, but people commented and were like, okay, this hat aged incredibly well. Yes, it's like I knew it. I just knew it. You know, deep in my bones, I had a feeling that frogs would become important on this show. Okay, frogs aside, what I thought was very interesting about this episode was seeing the girls in an emergency situation like this. So it was very interesting to see them work under pressure, and under pressure they were. Standout moments for me were the fact that Nat led them through this crisis. Nat so obviously was the person that had everything under control. Whereas Shauna didn't even try to kind of lead them, even though it's kind of her position now or her job. She didn't complain and she was just willing to follow Nat's lead, which I just think is very interesting because we then also saw obviously Nat as the hunter. Love it. Also kind of seeing Nat go throughout all 3 seasons from the hunter to the first prey, or from the hunter to the hunted, and now back to being a hunter and also to the one leading a hunt. So I'm personally thinking that this might be a bit of like foreshadowing in the sense of we're gonna lose some Yellow Jackets in the next episodes and under Shauna's leadership. So is this foreshadowing that she's not necessarily made to be a good leader? Speaking of Shauna, let's talk about Shaunahat. Melissa got shot by an arrow, had this arrow in her chest. How did it not pierce her lung? Logic question. Maybe it was more of her shoulder. What was very interesting was her begging Shauna to stay with her, being like, Shauna, don't leave me. Whereas Shauna didn't even waste a second and was like, okay, I'm going after those other people. I do find it romantic that she said to Mari, if she dies, you die. But at the same time, she didn't really consider Melissa's feelings or Melissa's wishes in that moment, which says a lot about their dynamic. So Shauna might be sleeping in the doghouse next episode. Speaking of that arrow in her chest and now the entry and exit wound that she has, maybe it will get infected and maybe Melissa will die, because we got some hints dropped that Melissa and Jen both don't really make it. We don't have the details yet. I, in my reaction, initially went for it, fell for it kind of, and went down the route, okay, if Melissa is dead, then Hilary Swank has to be the daughter of the frog scientist. So many people pointed it out, and then I also saw it when I was editing this episode, that little side eye Shauna gives at the mention of Melissa's death. So maybe she knows more, and maybe Melissa is in fact not dead, and maybe Hilary Swank is playing Melissa. So many options. Either way, we will find out next episode because Hilary Swank is listed and finally appearing next week. I said it multiple times, but Misty is kind of my MVP this season. I love her in both timelines. In the teen timeline, we kind of left her in the middle of the wilderness in the dark. She lost her glasses, they got knocked off her head, which is very interesting because that brings us all the way back to the pilot where we see her with correct glasses. So we finally have an explanation and a scene where we see how that happened. Adult Misty, on the other hand, is also an MVP because she has connected Shauna's DNA to Lottie's death. Sure, I know Walter was involved, but we don't care about him. Misty is the real mastermind, the real citizen detective. I don't think Shauna killed Lottie. I think it would be way too early to reveal this, and also just too convenient. But you know who might share some DNA with Shauna? Kelly. Why else would they emphasize that dynamic, the Lottie-Kelly dynamic, in the first 4 episodes so much if nothing comes from it? Speaking of Lottie, my girl is a bit unpredictable in a teen timeline, and she really truly found her calling and her new favorite toy, which is an axe. With the Yellow Jackets, this recent act of cannibalism was not a means to survive. It was not something they had to do. They had to a last resort, the last option. No, they did it because, I don't know, he was there, you know? They kind of have fun with it. It's their new hobby. So honestly, I think Lottie killing that man, natural response. I also said it in the reaction earlier. Kind of a fight or flight moment. She felt threatened and she took action. Can't blame her. Okay, all jokes aside, we have to consider the fact that Lottie is schizophrenic. She doesn't have her meds. She has voices inside her head, and all the events of the previous seasons have accumulated in her head and have formed this very true belief in the wilderness. It's her conviction. She's convinced that she's hearing the wilderness again and that it told her to kill this man. Whereas the others in the group are kind of only buying into the wilderness whenever it's convenient for them. When something happens that they can't really explain otherwise, they're like, oh yeah, wilderness. They're willing to then kind of accept it and consider it as a real possibility. Whereas when something happens that they might not need an explanation for, or something that happened now where kind of an opportunity for rescue, or at least other people or civilization was presented to them, obviously they're gonna ditch the wilderness and that whole belief system because they never truly believed. They needed a scapegoat, but now they kind of have this opportunity of, hey, going home, real people, we're gonna leave all of this behind. It's just a silly little thing, you know, silly little thoughts that were not really that serious or that deep. It was just a bunch of coincidences. They can do that. They can just leave those coincidences behind as just that, whereas Lottie doesn't have that luxury. She truly believes in the wilderness, and it's so tragic. Lottie truly believes in the wilderness as an entity, and she's a vessel, and she's acting on its behalf. It's very freaking tragic. Another incredibly tragic thing is Van dying, I guess. I was very worried there for a second. I thought we were gonna actually lose her this episode. Thankfully we didn't, and I think it's gonna open up the opportunity for next episode to give us Thaisa killing someone for sure in that hospital. I'm pretty certain she's gonna test a theory and she's gonna kill someone. Let's also just put it in perspective. Other Tai is probably gonna do that because Other Tai is in charge. I also thought was heartbreaking Van actually like begging to have her Thaisa. Oh god, I can't even say it out loud like that. That's so heartbreaking. I need her. That was actually very intense. I loved seeing young and adult Van interacting. I'm a sucker for scenes like that, but it has me worried because so far when characters see their younger versions, or especially when they see Lottie's younger version, death follows, and that is something that I don't want for Van. I think that maybe we are actually going to lose her because that's a theme on this show. Whenever a character seems to be getting better or seems to be getting over something, they die. It's how tragic it is structured and how tragic things happen. And it would be very sad, especially very, very sad for Thaisa. Her true normal self comes back and realizes that her last moments with Van, that wasn't even her, but her other half. Oh, ouchie. Like always, very tragic. Everyone is kind of doomed. I can't wait to find out what happens next week. I'm guessing we're gonna get more built up and built up and built up. Hopefully, we will get some answers, and we hopefully find out who Hilary Swank is playing. Alrighty, thanks so much for watching and hopefully enjoying this video. I hope I could tickle some smash out of you today, and I'll be seeing you in the next one. Bye bye!